So AI agents, they're set to become your most powerful employees. I mean, they can work 24/7, learn in an instant, and handle incredibly complex tasks. But here's the thing. What if that immense power also makes them your single biggest risk? That's exactly the question we're digging into today. So, picture this. You've got an AI that can do pretty much anything you ask it to. It can get into your company systems, it can chat with customers, it can even spend company money. But what happens when there's nothing and no one to tell it no? You know, a great way to think about AI agents is like superpowered interns. They're incredibly smart, super eager to help, and they can act on your behalf across all of your business systems. But just like an intern you've handed the company credit card to with zero supervision, things can go wrong. Very, very wrong. And this is where we hit the core of the problem, something the source material calls the governance black hole. The thing is, right now, companies are racing to deploy these powerful agents, but they're basically operating in a massive blind spot. There are no rules, there's no real oversight, and no clear line of accountability. And that, as you can imagine, creates some enormous, totally unchecked business risks. So how does this chaos actually play out in the real world? Well, the source identifies 5 specific paths to disaster. First up, identity loss. When an agent does something, who's actually responsible? Is it the agent? Is it the user who kicked it off? If you don't know, accountability just vanishes. Second, we've got policy gaps. Agents often get all or nothing access, which is way more power than they actually need. Third, weak audits. I mean, if the logs detailing what an agent did can just be changed, you have zero real proof of what actually happened. Fourth is something called schema drift. This is a sneaky one. It's when a tool your agent depends on gets an update, and then suddenly, poof, your agent just breaks with no warning. And finally, my personal nightmare, unbounded cost. The AI just keeps on spending, and you don't find out until a jaw-dropping, totally unexpected bill lands on your desk. Okay, so that sounds pretty bad, right? But thankfully, it's not all doom and gloom. There's a solution taking shape, a framework that's designed to bring some serious order to all this chaos. The source calls it ARIA, and you can really just think of it as the AI rulebook. And this slide just lays out the transformation so clearly, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the chaos we just talked about. Unlimited spending, security breaches, no way to prove what happened. But once you put a governance layer like ARIA in place, you get control. Budgets are enforced before a single dollar is spent. Security is validated before an action ever happens. And every single step, every single one, is recorded with rock-solid cryptographic proof. And look, this isn't some crazy new proprietary magic box we're talking about. ARIA is a governance platform that's built on trusted open industry standards. Things like OpenID, which is already used all over the web to make sure you are who you say you are. It's all about applying these proven rules for identity and authorization to this brand new world of AI agents. All right, so how does it actually work under the hood? Let's break down how ARIA really tames these powerful AI agents. The whole security concept here is basically a 2-layer checkpoint. Think of it like having 2 different security guards watching 2 different doors. On one side, you've got the ARIA shield. Its job is to protect access to the AI models themselves, the LLMs like GPT-4. It's watching the prompts, the actual text, to stop things like budget overruns or prompt injection attacks. Then, on the other side, you have the ARIA MCP gateway. This one protects the tools and APIs that the agent uses. It's looking at structured data to prevent any unauthorized actions or data leaks. 2 specialized guards, each an expert at their job. Okay, now this next concept is one of my favorites, the OAuth vault. The source explains it with a perfect analogy. It's like a bank valet for credentials. Think about it. A valet parks your car for you, but they don't just hand your keys back to anyone who asks. In the same way, the system uses your credentials for you on your behalf without ever actually giving them to the application. It's a simple idea, but it virtually eliminates the risk of your credentials getting stolen. It's brilliant. So that's great and all, but how do you prove any of it actually happened? With this right here. Every single action an agent takes generates what's called a cryptographic receipt. This little piece of code is like a tamper-proof notarized record. You can see the decision was allow, you can see the exact cost, and it's cryptographically changed to the previous action. This creates an absolutely unbreakable audit trail. You can prove exactly who did what, when, and why. Okay, so that's the how. But what about the why? What's the real payoff for a business? Well, it all comes down to finally achieving truly governed AI.
And we're talking about real, measurable outcomes here. Instead of scrambling like crazy during an audit, you can just hand over cryptographic proof for every single action. Instead of getting that dreaded surprise bill, you're enforcing budgets before the spending even happens. And instead of a small breach turning into a company-wide catastrophe, you can actually contain the blast radius of any single agent. See, this isn't just about locking things down. It's about building a reliable, predictable, and scalable business powered by AI. So let's wrap this up with one final and I think really critical question for you to think about. Your AI, it's learning and evolving at a truly incredible speed. The real question is, are your rules, your governance, and your safety checks actually keeping up?